Good evening, or morning, or whatever time of day you are watching this at. Welcome to episode 16 of the Bad Psychics podcast. This is our Club World Cup review episode, which all of us were completely glued to, absolutely glued to. It's not the case that none of us watched a single second of it at all. That definitely didn't happen. As always, I am joined by a trio of idiots. First of all, I predict that she's most likely to think that the Al Hilal goalkeeper is a member of U2. It's Eloise. His name's Bono.
Oh!
He's most likely to think that Donald Trump's only mistake was not lifting the trophy himself. It's Grimmy.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, he did.
100%.
He actually he held the trophy. So
Fair. And then I predict he's most likely to think that letting 10 balls in is an accomplishment worth bragging about. It's Mal.
there we go.
Hey, there we go.
Eloise, how you doing?
Yes.
Good. Grimmy, how are you?
I'm good. You?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. And Mal, how are we?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm looking forward to talking about this thing we all knew a lot about.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, I think usually I'd say ask, did you enjoy it? You know, sort of what was the highlight? I think I'm gonna go with something a little different. It's going to be more difficult, I think, for Mal, because I'm going to go in order of, you know, how you are on my screen. What was the most attention-grabbing, newsworthy point of the Club World Cup for each of you? Eloise?
I'll let someone else do the very obvious one. So I'm gonna go with Auckland City being Auckland City, and obviously getting battered in the first two games. You know, this very much. Are they semi-pro? I think they're semi-pro. They all have jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then in their last game, they drew 1-1 with Boca Juniors. You know, one of the biggest clubs in the world. So that is very much the moment I was aware of, and was very, very cool. So Auckland City.
Fair. Grimmy?
I think the most attention-grabbing thing for me was when Luis Enrique took matters into his own hands and literally tried to grab and strangle one of the Chelsea players. Yeah, it's probably the most attention-grabbing one.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
I genuinely wasn't aware of that. That is how little attention I paid to it. So I'm almost sad I didn't watch that.
Well, to be fair, I didn't see it until the next morning, and then it was like just when you said attention-grabbing, that kind of instantly came to mind. So.
Fair. And Mal.
City losing to Al Hilal in the round of 16 quarterfinals, whichever it was, because it was funny. It's always funny to see City lose.
I love the little look over your shoulder.
Yep.
I wonder why.
Yes. Okay, fair enough. I'm glad that we managed to get through that section without discussing Cheeto Man.
Yes.
That'll come later.
Yeah. Right, let's cut away to our spreadsheet in a hole. There we go. Absolutely nailed that first time. I mean, let's start off by going through the groups. Group A was actually one that we had a fair amount of disagreement over. We had three different combinations. Grimmy, you said Porto and Inter Miami. Porto ended up getting knocked out. How big a shock was that to you?
I wouldn't say it was a huge shock, because I always felt like the South American teams, like Palmeiras, were going to do all right. So, but I still felt like if there was a team that was going to go out of sort of anyone other than Ali, it would probably be Miami. So yeah, Porto going out early was a bit of a shock.
Fair. I mean, speaking of Inter Miami, Eloise, you did predict them to go through. was that purely Messi factor, or did you have faith in them all along?
I think my actual reasoning is I wanted to be interesting, not just go Europe, South America. But yeah, you got the Messi factor, and Messi, Suarez. So I was surprised that Porto didn't, but yeah, Palmeiras. So Messi.
Fair. And on this one, I'd take full bragging rights, because I was the only person to say it would be Palmeiras and Miami. Go me, I am a genius.
Well done.
Thank you. What was that noise? There was like a...
I think that was what he was saying.
Yeah, because there's me objecting that you're a genius while also my internet's playing up.
Oh, okay. Right, fine. Excellent. Okay, so next, Group B. Everybody went for PSG and Atletico, but Atletico flopped. I mean, Mal, I'll let you cover this one. Was this not being a double European qualification, was it arguably one of the bigger shocks of the tournament?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it was mentioned by, you say everyone, but I'm sure we're going to get on to the person who didn't predict that the 2 European teams to go through in a bit. But yeah, I think there was a bit of an inkling that one of the European teams was going to mess up somewhere. It was Atletico. They are, I guess, in the weaker category in inverted commas out of the teams in this one. So,
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently we've established that getting both right in a group doesn't make you a genius. So, resident thicko Eloise, how do you feel getting both PSG and Botafogo right?
I'll just brush past that. I'm indeed a genius, and I take back all my past statements. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I think all teams having 2 wins is pretty fair, apart from obviously Seattle Sounders. Because I wouldn't say that Atleti flopped. They just did slightly worse than the other 2 teams that also won 2 games. Like Atleti beat Botafogo, so they didn't flop. But yeah, I'm a genius. Very good. Well, South American teams did a lot better than we thought. Basically, is one thing we're gonna learn during these predictions. So
yes, indeed. I mean, on to Group C. I mean, all of us said it would be Bayern and Boca, and all of us were somewhat wrong because Benfica ended up topping the group. Grimmy, comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, probably the biggest shock is Bayern didn't just wipe everyone out and win it by a landslide, really, in terms of that group. But yeah, I mean, Benfica have a lot of good young upcoming players, and obviously we're more than a match for everybody in the group. So yeah, wasn't surprised to see necessarily. It wasn't a surprise to see Benfica go through. I think it's more the fact that Bayern weren't top of the group, really.
Fair. I mean, we can go straight on to Group D as well, because all of us said some combination of Chelsea and Flamengo.
Yep.
I mean, arguably the biggest storyline in that group were Esperance de Tunis not finishing bottom of that group and actually beating LAFC. Mal, was there any sign of what was to come overall in the group stage when Chelsea couldn't even finish top of their group?
I wouldn't say so, but then again, this is a group stage. They could always, rest billions of players, and they could be sure that they beat Tunisian team and sort of okay MLS team. I think they're okay. I don't know if they won the MLS. Maybe they did. But yeah, I think it's it's sort of what I predicted at least. I predicted the right order. So am I a super genius for getting the right order?
I mean,
We all are.
sure.
We all are.
Well, actually, wait. Yeah, if you got it in the right order, then you're a super genius.
Yeah,
Yay.
fair enough. Oh, I think I'll go sneeze. Am I right?
Sneeze, 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 sneeze.
It's sort of, it's half gone. It's like, it's one of those where it just... I think I'm
Boo,
good.
I
I
guess.
think I'm good. I'll probably now sneeze when I start. Right
That was
off the bat.
terrifying. Boo, I guess. Very terrifying.
I was trying to get the sneeze out of you by scaring Z, but then I realised that was the hiccups.
Boo, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we move on to Group E. I mean, everybody but me said Inter and River Plate. I mean, Inter was correct. River Plate was not. Eloise, was that a big surprise?
I suppose so, considering, River Plate couldn't beat Monterey. They beat Aurora at Red Diamonds and lost into Milan, which I suppose is expected, but I also didn't expect Monterey to not lose a game in the group and manage to get through because of it. So yeah, I'd say it's a surprise, even though I think we did looking, and obviously you predicted it, but we did look into that Monterey squad, so it's not a huge shock, but yeah, you'd expect the Argentinian teams would have done better than they've done, and it's quite disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think Argentina will be thrilled. I mean, unless
Nope.
just the fact that Messi got through one round is...
Messi exists.
Yeah. But yes, as Eloise says, I did go for Inter Milan and Monterey. I am once again hugely smug, but we can't quite seem to get any sort of agreement whether that makes me a genius or not. It seems to be a very changeable feast this episode.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
constitutes a genius?
Yes.
Next, we move on to another group that all of us agreed on which two teams would go through in some order or another. It was Dortmund and Fluminense. I mean, I feel like there's not that much to be said there. So, like, I mean, Mal, maybe this is my South African bias jumping out, but losing to Dortmund by a goal, getting a point against Fluminense, and beating Ulsan. I mean, does South African football deserve a bit more respect?
I mean, they did better than what we expected, that's for sure. I mean, I'm gonna. The only thing I remember from this group was the Sundowns Ulsan game that had like 5 people watching and was delayed by about 2 hours due to thunderstorms.
Yes.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, you nearly got through, so good job, South Africa. Well done.
Yeah, I will also say, did win an award. Goal of the tournament was won by a Sundowns player.
Good for them.
Yes. So, you know, there was a piece of silverware that headed its way back. But yeah, not too much to say there. Move on to Group G, which saw 3 of us go for Man City and Juventus. Eloise, how drunk were you?
Yes, I was trying to be funny and try to predict some random underdog that could possibly upset, but there was no hope in hell. And then annoyingly, they had to then go and lose against Al Ain, who had been battered in both their games. So they had to bloody lose against them. yeah. Not my proudest moment, but yes, I don't think I was going for the win on this episode. So yes.
There. And I mean, the only other conversation otherwise is that Grimmy, you appeared to. Were you predicting Juventus to top the group, or did you just do them alphabetically?
No, I guess prediction is not the right word. I just put Juventus to be top of the group because I just didn't want to be the guy that said City was top of the group.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. You were wrong, but fair enough. But yeah, that means points for 3 of us and not for drunk Eloise. And then that just leaves Group H, which all of us agreed in entirety. There wasn't even a question of which way round to put the two. Yep. Everybody said Real Madrid top, Al Hilal second. I mean, we took the piss a little bit out of Red Bull Salzburg even being in the tournament, like sort of in our preview episode. I mean, Grimmy, I'll ask you, does beating a Mexican team, drawing with a Saudi team and losing to Real Madrid, how do we think their participation can be looked back on? Was it justified? Was it worse? Like, how do you assess that?
I mean, I think if you looked at that group beforehand, it kind of laid out exactly how you thought it would do. I don't think they performed badly in any of the games. I think they were relatively competitive in most of them based on the scoreline. So, yeah, I mean, Salzburg in there was questionable, but I think in terms of them being in comparison to some other teams, I think they were a lot more competitive, and that's probably what you want to see if you are going to have, a third team in there. We were just talking about the South African team getting 4 points, and in that group could well have had maybe 1 or 2 points, if not less. So, yeah, Salzburg getting 4 points is a good performance for them, and probably gave them a bit more of a boost in a sort of respect, really, because again, with the players that Madrid and Al Hilal have got, it was always going to be tricky for them to get past or get even close to them two teams, really.
Fair. I mean, that so that's 4 points for everybody, which makes us look a bit better, but doesn't really change anything. Now, usually I would switch to the scoring screen at this point and sort of like update before we went into the semis, the finalist and the winner. The reason I am not going to, well, I mean, we can run through this. The losing semi-finalists were Real Madrid and Fluminense. Does anybody spot Real Madrid or Fluminense in the losing semi-finalist category?
Oh, we did bad.
Yeah, we did. Okay, but surely it can only get better. Let's have a look at the losing finalist category. PSG lost the final. I mean, Grimmy put them as a winner, so, I mean, arguably that's a bit closer to some sort of bragging rights, but nobody put them as a losing finalist, so no points there. And strangely, Chelsea won. I don't know that any of us would have put Chelsea in our top 5, 6 choices of who would win. I mean, I guess I'll ask a question of each of you about those closing stages. I mean, Eloise, as a big fan of international football, as we established on the first episode, Fluminense making the semi-finals. They were the furthest non-European team. How do you think they and non-European football overall came out looking of the tournament?
Yeah, they got here by, wait, did they come? They came second in their group to Dortmund, and then they proceeded to beat Milan. They beat Al Hilal, and then lost against Chelsea, who very much had been going on a run of beating either Brazilian or Portuguese teams in the knockouts. So it was a bit unfortunate. But yeah, I think Fluminense had a good tournament. You can't even say they had a fortunate run, because they had like Inter Milan. They had, the best team that wasn't European or South American in Al Hilal. So that's tough. And then so I'd say they had a good run. Obviously, non-European teams. Palmeiras lost to Chelsea before in the quarterfinals. Al Hilal obviously lost to Fluminense in the quarters. There was obviously Monterrey made the round of 16, and I think, did all the Brazilian teams make the knockouts?
4 made it. I don't know. Was there 4 in it originally?
I think
that's correct.
I think every single Brazilian team made the knockouts, which that shows the strength of Brazilian football. And obviously Argentinian teams didn't even make the knockouts, so there's that. But yeah, so I think non-European teams did do well, and there's still like European teams did still dominate, but not a complete domination like we expected. It was a little bit more even than we expected, because obviously I think these non-European teams cared more, and they're like they were more passionate about the fact that this was their chance to be on the big stage and do well, whereas European teams didn't care as much. Is the vibe I got. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gurmy, I mean, you went for PSG as your winner.
Yeah.
A lot of people, after their crushing Champions League final win, were talking about PSG potentially becoming like the new footballing superpower for the next few years. Yeah. Did this tournament enhance that claim, or ultimately does losing quite heavily in the final to Chelsea, does it sort of bring them back down to earth?
I wouldn't say it brings them back down to earth or anything. I still think even after this tournament they'll be. I think I said it in the predictions that I think that Champions League wise, I think they'll probably be quarterfinals or semi-finals at least every year for the next 5-6 years, unless something goes really wrong or they just get a really tough draw early in the knockouts. But yeah, I mean, 4-0 against Real Madrid, 2-0 against Bayern. I mean, those are two of the biggest teams in Europe that are usually fighting for European dominance every year. Even when Real Madrid are having a bad league season, they're usually fighting for the Champions League anyway. So yeah, I think the result against Real Madrid is really impressive. I think Chelsea just set up really well against them in the final, and maybe PSG underestimated Chelsea a little bit and probably underestimated what Cole Palmer could do, and that's how they've ended up losing the final, really. But also, I think you have to take into consideration for PSG, they did only have 10 days or 2 weeks between the Champions League final to this tournament. So at some point I felt like the legs were just gonna come out from under them. I didn't expect it to be the Chelsea final, but it is what it is. But yeah, I still expect them to be in and around the back end of the Champions League and being a force for the next few 5-6 years, just because of how young their squad is, really.
Okay. And then Mal, I want to talk to you about Chelsea. Your question is, I'm very grateful for Jose Mourinho keeping this tournament in the news and giving me something topical to ask. He basically undermined Chelsea's win and basically called it their success in their pre-season tournament. Basically implying that it was just a string of friendlies. I mean, what do we take from Chelsea's performance? Is it a string of pre-season friendlies that mean nothing, or do we have to start talking about Chelsea potentially getting back towards being title contenders in the Premier League, being threats in Europe?
I don't know. It is a struggle because I know it's it kind of felt it was this weird void where, like, it was post-season, as Grimmy says, people were knackered, especially people who've done deep runs in the Champions League. Maybe Chelsea got to the Conference League final, but that's was a theoretically an easier game. As I also think what Grimmy said is that Chelsea kind of like collecting little sort of semi-relevant trophies. Like they won the Conference League, they won the Club World Cup. They might win the Community Shield in a couple of years' time. Just getting all the trinkets. But I don't know. I think it's a bit harsh to say pre-season friendlies. The team seemed to take it seriously, which was sadly more than I expected. Like I was kind of hoping just for the bit of a protest they'd put out weaker teams, but they didn't. And yeah, now they don't. Yeah, Palmer and Joe Pedro, they did indeed score some good. They did indeed score some goals and looked quite good. So I think if they continue into early Premier League, I can see people taking it more seriously. But it's difficult for at least the European mind to think of Club World Cups as anything but moderately relevant, I'd say.
Fair enough. And I mean, I'm going to quickly cover the fourth semi-finalist, because for me, I know Real Madrid made the semis, but I'm not convinced they have too much reason to be particularly thrilled with their performance. They couldn't beat Al Hilal. Pachuca gave them a game. They limped past Juventus. They just about got past Dortmund, and then when they faced PSG, they got taken apart.
Yeah.
So I think Real Madrid might need to do a little bit of soul searching, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's the predictions for the actual results covered. So if I switch to the scoring screen and reveal the points, we will see I got 28 points out of a possible 32. Everybody else got 24.
Okay. Wow.
So, like, I'd say I say out of a possible 32. I got 28 out of 32 for the groups, and then all of us just got 0 for the rest. So theoretically, we could have had another, I think, 25 points, and all of us got 0.
PSG being in the final could have potentially got.
Well, I mean, it could have, but it didn't.
It didn't.
But you were wrong.
Yeah.
Less wrong than you.
But yeah, I mean, look, I think whoever was pink, you're very naughty. Get off the screen. Saw that. Yeah,
I wonder who that was.
Yeah. I think 4 points in it at this stage. I think keeps it very interesting. So let's switch to the miscellaneous part, and we'll go through this a bit more one by one. So we start with total goals. So total goals, I said 189, Grimmy said 169, Mal said 175,
Nice.
Eloise Price righted me with 190, and she was right to Price right me, because the answer was 195. So for this,
Not bad.
yes, it was a good prediction. About smidge over 3 goals a game. On this one, it was 5 points for being closest, 2 points for being second closest, none for anybody else, and that means if I add the points in for that, Eloise gets 5 points, I get 2 points, nada for Grimmy and Mal. So next up we go to yellow cards. Yellow cards turned out to be an interesting one. Grimmy lowballed with 165, Eloise highballed with 240. I went for 213, Mal went for 200. The actual answer was 220. That puts me closest for 5 points, and Mal and Eloise are exactly both 20 apart. So we set a precedent in the last episode that if there's a tie, you split all possible points from that. So 2 points between the two of you means you get a point each.
Yay,
A point.
1 point.
I get 5 points, and Grimmy gets absolutely nothing. Now, this is the wild one. I was looking at like an official ESPN statistics list for this because I couldn't quite believe it. But I'm trusting that the stats are right, and they'd have no reason to lie. Red cards. Eloise and I nearly said Z and I. Apparently I'm now Eloise.
I'm Z.
Yes.
We've established this when I host. I'm Z.
Yes. But no, Eloise and I both went for 3. Grimmy and Mal both went for 5. The answer, according to ESPN, is 16. There were 16 red cards.
What? You what? You what?
Yeah,
Point.
16 red cards.
Huh?
There were 2 separate teams that got 3 of them alone.
How did you manage that?
I
Dirty pricks.
I know. I'm.
Fucking hell. Alright, okay.
Enthusiasm, am I right, guys?
There definitely was a large chunk of cardage that seemed to come from, let's call it, Latin America.
Oh, of course. Okay.
But even so, the European teams, I'm pretty sure Chelsea had 2 or 3. Even they
No,
won.
Jack had one, didn't he?
It's Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the list up. PSG got 3, which was the joint highest. Then there's more European teams who get red cards than South American teams. Which is interesting.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it turns out the Europeans are the dirty ones all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
More passion.
look at Grimmy changing the narrative now he's found. I mean, look, I'm not convinced that Grimmy and Mal deserve much for saying 5, but
We were the closest.
No,
You were
they
the-
don't.
you were the closest.
Go for Louise.
You split the points because
You
know.
spit.
Yes, you split.
Yeah,
You
we
split
did.
the points from first and second. It would have been 5 for first, 2 for second. So both of you get 3.5 points for.
You see, 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Not 3.5.
No,
Oh.
5 plus 2, because 2 for second.
Oh
place.
yeah. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So,
Z, how dare you give them extra points?
Yeah, I mean, I will gladly change you to 2.5 now if you'd like.
I would just like to point out that I did not argue with your numbers, so just remove points.
Yeah, no, I wasn't threatening you. just Mel.
I need all the help I can get.
Okay, so then we go to the best non-European or South American team. I said Monterrey. I was very confident Monterrey would get through their group. I think my selection of them, although wrong, was justified. I don't feel stupid for it.
Yeah.
The rest of you, though, went for Al Hilal. I mean, we haven't touched on them much, so I'm going to ask Mal about them because I think it will be particularly funny for him to talk about Al Hilal, given his City supporting boyfriend is in the room. So just
Yes.
talk to us about Al Hilal, Saudi football, and how funny it is that City lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of City losing to a much weaker team in general is quite funny. But yeah, with it kind of being, are the Saudis and UAE rivals? Do they hate each other geopolitically? Is it them or is it the Qataris they hate? They hate one. They all hate each other in some way, I'm presuming. So I guess
Yeah.
that makes it even more funny. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of expecting Z to be the one to go through based on based on the round of 16 draw I saw, considering Dortmund are more beatable, or at least would share points. But no, they City buggered up basically, and I mean they could have buggered up on purpose for all we know. They could have actually wanted a break before the season. Imagine that. But yeah, they're just funny, isn't it? And it happened my birthday as well. What a present!
So what I'm hearing is it's not Al Hilal, it's Mal Hilal.
Hey,
Oh, I mean,
I'm never getting invited back ever again.
Deservedly so.
oh, right. Well, it does mean all of you get points, and it's not a numbers
Yay.
one, so there's no sharing points for this one. Each of you gets 5 points for correctly calling Al Hilal. I feel a little sad to get no points, but it's okay. That's the game.
yes, I'm not sure my points are going to be worth it later on today.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Next we go to the final referee. I was judged for putting this question in. I was also judged for giving it as much thought and reason and logic as I did. Well, guess who refereed the final?
Yeah.
If it wasn't
Yeah.
Alireza Fagani.
I feel like you stitched us up here. I put that in. You knew it was going to happen.
I am
Nice.
deep undercover with the World Referees Association.
South African links. That's all I'm saying. There was a South African team. You may have got a heads up. That's all I'm saying.
So
There were English teams. You could have gotten heads up by that logic.
I'm Northeast England though. You know what I mean.
So, I mean, okay, fine. You're Northeast England, so there were Saudi teams in there. You could have got information.
I never the Saudis took over Blythe.
Yes. Yeah.
oh god. Green.
By
Spartans are green.
Would have been better than what the last owner we had, who nearly
That is true.
ruined us. But
Yeah. Well,
Hell yeah, let's talk about Blythe Spartans.
I mean, maybe we'll end up covering Blythe Spartans in a future episode. Who knows? But yes, the points I lost out on for the non-European South American team, I get back here because I get 5 points and nobody else does. So the last 2 questions, basically,
Nothing ever
balance
happens.
out. Exactly.
Yeah, it never happens.
So next we move to top scorer. 3 of us went for Harry Kane. 1 went for Kylian Mbappe. In the end, all of those were wrong. Harry Kane wasn't a bad shout. He did
we did score 3.
He scored 3, but you needed 4 to be on top. So because I said top scorer and not golden ball or golden boot or whatever it's called, I would have taken any of Angel Di Maria for Benfica, Gonzalo Garcia for Real Madrid, Sergio Guirassy for Dortmund, or Marcus Leonardo for Al Hilal. I mean, Grimmy, which of those do you think enhanced their reputation in this tournament, if any?
I mean, you could probably say Grassy, because I know he's got a bit of a reputation anyway, and I think it probably just added to his hype in terms of the player he could be. Yeah, I mean, Di Maria is already a kind of a legend of the game at this point with what he did with Madrid. Him scoring 4 goals here isn't going to do anything, so yeah, Grassy, if any of them, but yeah, kind of hard to pick out any of them from there, really.
I mean, I found it fascinating that Real Madrid led with Gonzalo Garcia, a man who has made 5 league appearances for them in his entire career, and he ended up scoring the joint most. And I don't know whether
21.
Yeah, I don't know if that speaks to how seriously or not Real Madrid were taking it, or if he's just.
I know Mbappe was ill early on in the tournament, so that's probably why. But yeah, I mean, he did pretty well, so can't fault him on that one.
Yeah, there's several players on 3, including the much maligned Phil Foden. Where's he from? The Palestinian Wessam Abu Ali for Al Ahly scored 3 goals as well, which was interesting. And Michael Elise at Bayern scored 3 as well. He's very much settled into to Germany now. But that does mean that none of us got any points whatsoever, so I'm not going to switch to the other screen, and we'll move straight on to player of the tournament. 2 of us still went for Harry Kane, Eloise and I. Grimmy went for Dembele, and Mal went for Vinny Jr. None of those were even in the top 3. The bronze ball, and I think it's ridiculous we have a bronze ball.
Bronze balls!
Yes, bronze balls. Went. Oh, hang on, should we give Eloise a moment? Okay.
How did you do in the Club World Cup? Oh, I got the bronze ball.
Yeah. Okay, but the bronze ball went to Moses Caicedo of Chelsea. The silver ball, okay, Eloise can keep it together for silver ball, went to Vitinha of PSG, and the golden ball was won by Cole Palmer. I did say in the rules that if anybody picked somebody who made the official team of the tournament, they would get 2 pity points. None of us did. So yeah,
we're good at this.
Yes, I did genuinely think that Kane might get in it, but he didn't. So there are still no points being added at this stage. So we go to final sellout. Would this final be a sellout? Now for this I used a reputable source, otherwise known as Football Manager, to decide what constitutes a sellout. Because obviously there's always going to be like a handful of seats that vanish because somebody gets ill on the day or whatever. They view it as 99% of the stadium's capacity having seats in it. And Eloise will be very pleased to learn that there were 98% of the seats filled.
Miles.
Which means that Eloise gets the first points for a little while. I'll add all of those in at once. She picks up 3 points for guessing whether the final was a sellout or not.
Yes or no?
Yes. I mean, that's why it was only worth 3 points. You know, I can't be giving 5 points for that, especially after you got 10 points for rain yesterday.
Yes, I predicted the correct amount of rain delays, and I got 10 points, and it very much shocked me.
Yes.
Guessing.
Right. So, bonuses. I mean, let's go through them in the order that they were like confirmed to be true or false. Grimmy was very, very confident that Ronaldo would sign for somebody and appear, and that very much did not even seem to come particularly close to happening.
No.
I will say, I looked back at our initial episode, and Grimmy's words were, "Now I've chosen the higher offer, mark my words, this won't happen." So he did at least make one accurate prediction, but that will see Grimmy losing 5 points for his bonus. So,
Do I even have 5 points at this point?
I mean, yeah, you have to wait and see. Next, I mean, I think we'll go to Eloise's. Eloise said that there will be at least 5 games that are won by 5+ goals. I'm choosing this next because I think it was pretty unlikely from about the quarterfinals onwards that any more would be added. The number of games won by 5+ goals was 4.
Ooh.
Indeed.
Uh,
It was 4.
and
I was keeping count.
Got one more goal against Real Madrid here.
yes, to
Yep.
to break it down, because they all of them happened in 2 groups. Juventus and Manchester City both beat Al Ain by more than 5 or more goals. Juventus 5-0, City 6-0. And then Auckland City lost 6-0 to Benfica, 10-0 to Bayern Munich. But as established, they did get a little bit of glory at the end with a draw against Boca. But yeah, those were the only games to be won by that many. Eloise was very unhappy in the initial episode because my mind was changed on how many points she should get by Mal and Grimmy. So I don't know. She ended up taking the low offer. It was wrong, but it does mean that Eloise, we take away 1 point. It's just a -1 from her score.
No problem.
So then we had the 2 Cheeto Man references, and one of them is happier than the other. I'm not very happy. Nobody refused to shake Cheeto Man's hand. I do wish that I'd gone for someone glares at Trump to get off the stage, because Cole Palmer's face was a picture. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, which means I also lose points, but I also took the lower offer, so I lose 2 points. And then finally, Mal, he said that Trump would appear and get booed, and we had reputable sources confirmed that Cheeto Man did indeed get booed. And so Mal is the only one of us to pick up points from his bonus, and he adds 3. So that means, if I reveal them, miscellaneous points wise, I got 10, Grimmy 3.5, Mal 12.5, Eloise 13. So we come to the final scores. Grimmy, I think it will be no surprise to him or anyone else. Finishes in last place with 27.5. Mal, you come in 3rd place with 36.5 points.
That's
Eloise comes in second place with 37 points.
Half point.
Whoa.
And I win this one with 38 points.
By a
Yeah.
I
Oh.
won by a point over Eloise. If she just hadn't said that Why Dad would go through.
Well, I would also argue that if
I
the referee
threw.
question wasn't in there.
Yeah.
Look, it just means that when referee questions appear again, you'll all know to take them more seriously.
Yeah, let this be a lesson learned.
But yes, it was
Weird.
very close. I take my second Bad Psychics title after the Oscars episode. I think, was that my first one? Which one? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Eloise remembers.
'Cause you beat me.
Yes.
You beat me by some dodgy rule that I some reason agreed with, and
She's
I lost by
obviously
2
let go of
points.
Oh yeah, that was did Deadpool appearing on screen count as Ryan Reynolds being referenced?
Yeah.
Uh,
And I still regret saying yes.
Yes.
Sure. Have half points.
You have become notably more of a hard ass since
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
episode. But yes, I mean, Grimmy, this was your first results show. I mean, I'll be honest. Although you came last, you've got a much better margin to the other scores than a lot of people have. I mean, we reference it a lot, but Cass's
Yes.
1 point
Yep.
will
1 point.
1 point after a whole series of TV will struggle to be beaten anytime soon. But yeah, 27.5, very respectable. Mal, was this?
This is the second one after WrestleMania, I think. And this is a much better performance because I think I got absolutely battered in the WrestleMania one.
Ah, fair. Yes, I don't remember the wrestling ones because I'm not on them. So
Yes.
fair. Eloise, you and I.
Yes, I remember them because I did them.
Yes, you and I seem to be duking
Yes,
it out first and second in a lot of these. You'd had the beating of me recently, but I get bragging rights for basically the two I've won are the two that I knew nothing about. Don't watch films, won the Oscars, won. Didn't watch the Club World Cup, won that. So I'm officially saying that ignorance is bliss. But yeah, thanks all for being on. We will have all of you back on future episodes, I am very sure. The next episode after this, I think, will be wrestling thing, SummerSlam.
Yes.
Yep.
And then
Slamming the summer.
And then either the SummerSlam review or the review of the Women's Euros, depending on when Mal arranges that one, because he's in charge of that one.
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
But yeah,
Okay.
I had a lot of fun. I hope you three did.
Yep.
Hope anybody listening to this did. We will be back very soon. Look after yourselves, and remember to always be big mystics, not big mistakes. Bye.
Bye.